Welcome to the heart of truth, where power meets accountability and where we shine a relentless light on those who believe the badge is a shield for tyranny. Today we bring you a story that is more than an encounter. It is a lesson carved into the stone of justice. An auditor out on a lawful mission faces the crushing force of authority that thinks it answers to no one. This is not about suspicion, this is about control. From the moment the officers arrived, they saw not a man at work but a target to interrogate and intimidate. Their eyes locked on his ID as if that small piece of plastic held the key to their ego. They ignored his rights, ignored the law, and charged forward on nothing but a vague call from a stranger. And in that moment the line between duty and abuse began to disappear. What follows is a battle not of fists but of principle, and the outcome will shake the foundations of policing. Arrogance and ignorance cannot coexist with liberty, and today you will see exactly why.
Number.
Well, I hope it is. Let's take a photograph of it, please.
Yeah. Just wondering. I've got to prove it. Obviously, I don't know you from Adam. You could be someone just who's
well, we're not going to do this for fancy dress, are we? Right. As my colleague explained, the reason why we stopped you is because you fit the description of somebody acting suspiciously. Right? Now, you've given a legitimate reason why you're here. Yeah. Right. But we need to see some ID and some proof that you are here legitimately.
No, I understand that.
Can you see that, please?
I understand that, but on another term, I have actually got human rights.
Is that your vehicle there?
Nope.
Okay. So, what form of identification have you got on you to say you're actually canvassing?
I've got ID on me, but I don't have to legally show it here because I've not committed a crime.
Right.
Obviously, if you...
We've had a phone call about, like, suspicious males, so we need to ascertain whether you are, you say you are, but I take it you're not going to give us your name.
I get this every week.
Verify. Yeah, but you've got to appreciate, we get calls from members.
No, I understand that, but I'm doing a job, I'm paying me taxes, I'm earning money. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand, I have not committed a crime.
If you were calling us, surely you'd want us to follow it up, wouldn't you? That's why we've been sent here, to follow it up, to, we want to be rest assured when we leave here today that you're not up to anything suspicious.
It starts with a description vague enough to mean anyone and thin enough to mean nothing. The officers approach with the confidence of those who believe they are the law rather than bound by it. They demand ID not out of necessity but out of habit, and when the auditor calmly refuses, citing his rights, their authority cracks. His refusal is not aggression, it is knowledge, and that is far more dangerous to them than any weapon could be. The officer's voice grows sharper, the tone shifts from inquiry to command. They try to mask their lack of lawful grounds by repeating the same circular logic, hoping that if they say it enough it becomes truth. But the truth does not bend to repetition, and the auditor knows it. This is where courage matters most, the moment when standing firm feels like standing alone, yet in reality you stand with every person who refuses to surrender their freedoms without cause. Here the law is clear but the officers are not, and that is where the fight begins.
Name gives you ID, we could ring SafeStar, say, and confirm.
Well, you can ring SafeStar and you can ask them if, obviously, if you've got canvases in this area, and they'll validate who I am.
And what's your name?
Obviously, I'm not giving it out.
Well, when I ring up SafeStar UK and say you've got canvases, and they say
they know I'm in this office, they know I'm around here. Because we get issued to a certain area and they keep both names of the people.
So where's your ID card?
It is on me, but I don't have to show it. I've not committed a crime.
We're going round in circles here, aren't we, chap?
No, I don't mean human rights, mate. I've not committed a crime. Obviously, you put me under alarm and distress now. You both cover it going round me. Obviously, you're trying to say that I have to show my ID.
You're putting me under alarm and distress.
How am I?
It's our ID. We've shown you our ID.
The badge is meant to serve the public, but here it is being wielded like a scepter of personal authority. When the auditor reminds them of his human rights, they dismiss him as if the law is optional. When they wear the uniform, they push closer, circling him, turning a lawful refusal into a manufactured crime. Their words twist reality until the one being harassed is accused of harassment. The irony is almost unbearable, but it is also revealing. This is what happens when power meets resistance without respect. Instead of de-escalating, they double down, framing his calm stance as a threat. They lean on intimidation, hoping fear will do what the law cannot. But this is a man who refuses to be bent by false authority, and his defiance begins to turn their aggression into desperation. The stage is now set for a confrontation that will not end the way they expect, because the law, though often ignored, has a way of catching up.
But I'm not your servant.
No, I didn't say you were my servant, did I?
Okay.
I said, but if you're walking around with a police uniform, it gives you powers.
Stop going on about YouTube. It's like this public servant, okay? I'm not a servant, I'm a police officer.
Yeah.
Okay?
Which means, but you serve the public.
I'm a police officer.
Right.
Okay. Police officer. I'm not a servant.
Yeah.
So let's get that quite clear before we start.
Well, there's no need to get angry, is there? Because now you're putting me under alarm and distress. Now I feel threatened.
In one of the most telling moments, an officer declares, "I may be a public servant, but I am not your servant," a statement that strips away any pretense of humility in policing. This is the heart of the problem, the belief that the badge elevates rather than obligates, that the role grants dominance rather than demands service. It is an ego laid bare, and it speaks volumes about the attitude driving this encounter. The auditor stands firm, refusing to be swayed by such posturing, but the damage is done. These words echo far beyond this moment because they reveal how some see their duty not as protection but as power. The tension grows heavier each second as both sides hold their ground, yet only one side stands with the weight of the law and the people behind them. The officers have already stepped off the path of lawful action, and now they are running on pure pride, and in policing, pride is the spark that ignites injustice.
I've had it before where police has thrown me on the floor for asking him, "Have you got ID?"
So police officers thrown you on the floor?
Yeah.
And that's for ID.
I've asked for him.
Very strange.
Well, not all coppers are legitimate, are they? Not all coppers are nice. So at this moment in time, am I detained?
Yes, you are.
What for? What am I being detained for? Have I committed a criminal offence? I've not committed a criminal offence. How can you detain me? Because then you're holding me hostage. You're now restricting my free way of movement, because now you're saying I'm being detained for a crime I've not committed. I will just literally. I'll send this to me my lawyer, mate. This is going straight to my lawyer.
First things first, you're recording it.
Yeah.
Has it just picked up the that you just said to me?
Yeah.
Right. This is your first and last warning. You swear at me again, you'll be arrested. Do you understand me?
Yeah, but I'm asking why am I being detained?
Listen to me. Are you going to listen?
I'll listen, but I want you to listen to my point of view.
Detained at this moment in time.
Yeah.
So we can speak to the caller.
Yeah.
Because as I said, you fit the description of a person seen acting suspiciously.
Yeah.
Right? Now, until we speak to the caller and fathom out what the caller says to us, you're not going anywhere.
Right, so you're detaining me against my own will from a crime that I've not committed.
The conversation turns into a trap. They repeat that he is detained yet cannot name the crime. They claim suspicion yet cannot define the suspicion. They insist on holding him not because of evidence but because of a phone call, and here is where the rot in the process is exposed. Under UK law, detention without reasonable grounds tied to a specific offence is unlawful, but these officers are not speaking the language of law. They are speaking the language of control. They hold him not because they can, but because they believe they can, and belief in unchecked authority is the most dangerous force in policing. The auditor knows this and makes them admit it on camera. Each question is a strike, each refusal to back down is a shield, and with every answer they give they dig their own hole deeper. This is not just a mistake, this is a willful disregard for the law, and it will come with a cost they never saw coming.
Are you going to admit that now on camera, that you're detaining me when I've not committed an offence?
Till we speak to the caller,
Yeah.
see exactly what the caller says you have or haven't done.
Right, but technically you can't detain someone if they've not committed a crime, because then that's holding them against their own will.
Well, once we speak to the caller,
yeah, but now
the crime has been committed, then I will tell you what's going to happen next.
So you're actually admitting you've illegally detained me for a crime I've not committed.
We haven't illegally detained you.
Well, if you've not detained me, then I'm free to go.
Tell you what, walk up there and we'll follow you then if you need to speak to you again.
Well, then it's harassing.
Off you go.
But then it's harassing.
It's not harassing.
No, what I'm saying
It's an illegal
is, if you'd
execution of
like
our
to
duty.
leave,
Right.
if you'd like to leave now and walk whichever way you like, carry on. And if I need to speak to you at a different time, I'll come after you and have a word with you.
When cornered by the truth, the officers offer a false escape: walk away and we will follow you, a proposal that turns unlawful detention into unlawful surveillance. It is not a release, it is a leash, invisible but no less restrictive. This is policing by intimidation, a quiet shadow meant to pressure compliance after the fact. It is as if they cannot let go of the idea that he must be guilty of something, and so they decide to watch him until they can make it true. This is not policing, this is hunting. And the prey is anyone who dares to stand on their rights, but the auditor will not be herded like livestock. He knows that leaving under these terms is surrender, and surrender is not an option. The tension is no longer just in their words, it is in the air, a standoff between the illusion of power and the reality of the law.
It's by PCC.
That's fine, that's fine.
Because obviously you're illegally detaining me for a crime I've not committed. So obviously, like I'm going to ask again, am I being detained for a crime? Because obviously now no one's answering. If I'm not being detained for a crime...
I'm just in process of speaking to your manager.
Right.
If you'd like to walk away, you are free to walk away. And if I detain us at crime, I will come after you, won't I? It's up to you, sir.
I'm not going to turn me back. I'm not going to turn me back on officers so you can body slam me.
Do what you'd like. I don't think you're capable of body
Hey, there's police out there that body slam people for the fun of it.
and he's asked for an officer's ID.
So you've illegally detained me, you call me a liar.
Calling him a liar, it's on camera. Accuse you of calling him a liar.
Yeah, but now you've also legally detained me. So wait until IPC.
Wait, we're going around in a circle. Twice I've said, if you'd like to walk away, walk away.
Well, just for the camera, have I been committed as a crime? Right, so I've not committed a crime, so well, you've given me permission to walk away. I'm not, mate.
The accusations fly now. They call him a liar, they twist his words, they try to paint him as the aggressor, yet every frame of footage tells the opposite story. He is calm, they are confrontational, he is consistent, they are contradicting themselves. The more they talk, the more the cracks in their authority widen, and the more the audience can see this for what it is, a desperate attempt to save face in a situation they have already lost. They suggest things could have been easier if he had simply complied, but this is not about ease, it is about legality. Their comfort is not the measure of his rights, and his refusal is not the cause of their misconduct. Their inability to accept a lawful no is the root of this entire conflict. It is a pattern seen time and again, where compliance is treated as the default and resistance, even lawful resistance, is treated as defiance worthy of punishment.
I'm not, mate. Now you're making lies about me. You've also illegally detained me, like I said before, when he says you're now detained. What for? What crime? He couldn't give me a crime. So he's legally detained me on the spot. He's also kept me hostage. So I do know my rights, and this will be going to IPCC. I will be sent it to Miller. I'll wait until it's all over line. I don't need the log number. I've got your badge numbers. Because I don't trust it. I don't trust the fact I can walk away with you.
Showing us your ID in the first instance, I don't think it would have taken this long. So when you're talking about being...
Yeah, but my right, I don't have to show my ID if I've not committed a crime or I'm on suspicion of crime. I've not...
The outcome of this battle moves beyond the street and into the courtroom. Here the law finally speaks with clarity and force. The auditor takes them to criminal and civil court, and the result is undeniable: £35,000 in compensation for the violation of his rights and for the misconduct carried out in plain sight. This is not a token gesture, it is a public statement that what happened was wrong, that the abuse of power will be met with accountability, and that even the shield of the badge has limits. The consequences are real. One officer fired, another suspended, a third left under investigation. These are not small reprimands, they are admissions that the system itself recognized the wrongdoing and acted on it, and that is the kind of victory that matters, because it is not just about one man winning, it is about setting a precedent that will stand long after this case is closed.
Let's change your work 10 minutes ago, and you could have gone on your way then, couldn't you? So
we'll have to go, so we don't have body
take the log.
Sorry, don't body slam.
Before you get that urge.
Yeah. Okay. So, it's right,
Patience.
free to go, Sam?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for you to leave.
Okay.
Next voice, next voice. From the first step of this encounter to the last word in court, one truth stands above the rest: knowledge is the greatest weapon against unlawful authority. The auditor did not win because he shouted the loudest or stood the tallest. He won because he knew the law and refused to let it be bent around him. His calm, his persistence, and his refusal to surrender under pressure were the keys to victory, and these are lessons for everyone who might one day stand in his shoes. Know your rights, record everything, and never mistake intimidation for authority when the law is on your side. No amount of uniform or bluster can change the truth, but only if you are ready to stand your ground.
I took them to a criminal court and a civil court. At the criminal court, I was awarded £35,000 because of the incorrect ways and the way they did the jobs, which was performed illegally. Officer Stephen Haynes, PC Jarvis and PC Warwick, one of them was suspended for 2 months with further investigation. One of them was fired, and the other one was given a slap on the wrist and was allowed to still do the job, but under investigation by their own force.
This is more than just an episode, it is a warning and an inspiration. It shows that even in the face of power that overreaches, you are not powerless. It proves that the badge does not make the law, and that the law does not bow to the badge. It reminds us all that accountability is not a request, it is a requirement, and that those who serve the public must do so with humility and respect. The moment they forget that, the moment they believe they answer to no one, is the moment they must be reminded who They serve. The fight for your rights is not fought in grand arenas but in moments like this on ordinary streets with ordinary people who refuse to be silenced. This was not just Kerno's victory, it was a victory for everyone who values freedom and the rule of law, and it will echo as long as people stand against injustice.